Uh, Top of the morning to you in bad Irish accent. Apologies to anyone who just heard that. But no, I'm not going to stop the video and try to do it again because, yeah, it is what it is. So yesterday I goofed up. I forgot to include the Eugene Peterson translation from the message for our second portion of Proverbs 16. So I'll be doing that today and sharing that with you. And then I think we're just going to do a little bit of back and forth, other than me pausing on one of my favorite proverb portions thus far. So let's go ahead and do our Peterson. I had told you yesterday that Peterson actually did a break in between portions so he could give another, he included another title after verse 9. He entitles it, It Pays to Take Life Seriously. And this will be our concluding verse for this portion from Peterson. A good leader motivates, doesn't mislead, doesn't exploit. God cares about honesty in the workplace. Your business is his business. Little pause there. We've had in a few different portions comments on God liking accurate scales and weights. And so it's this image of commerce and God delighting in fairness and equity. Good leaders abhor wrongdoing of all kinds. Sound leadership has a moral foundation. Good leaders cultivate honest speech. They love advisors who tell them the truth. An intemperate leader wreaks havoc in lives. You're smart to stay clear of someone like that. Good tempered leaders invigorate lives. They're like spring rain and sunshine. Get wisdom. It's worth more than money. Choose insight over income every time. The road of right living bypasses evil. Watch your step and save your life. First pride, then the crash. The bigger the ego, the harder the fall. That was our portion where we were talking about pride goes before a fall in our context yesterday. It's better to live humbly among the poor than to live it up among the rich and famous. It pays to take life seriously. Things work out when you trust in God. And now we step into our final portion from Proverbs 16. I think we're going to do the back and forth, but let me go, just so we hit some commentary, let me go ahead and share the following with you. And this is coming out of verse 31, which reads, Gray hair is a crown of glory. It is gained in a righteous life. It would have been a lot better if I didn't just read all that stuff about pride. Darn, missed it. So we're going to be starting at verse 21 to finish off the section. Let me do, since I did the goofy one, let me also go ahead and highlight in 25 that in the NRSV is sometimes there is a way that seems to be right, but in the end, it is the way of death. You know, those moments when we need to shift how we have been perceiving or where we think we're heading, and trusting in God to guide us through those moments. So here we go. And like I said, beginning with verse 21, if you're following along in the NRSV or another version that does numbered verses. The wise of heart is called perceptive, and pleasant speech increases persuasiveness. Peterson's take on that. A wise person gets known for insight. Gracious words add to one's reputation. Peterson continues, true intelligence is a spring of fresh water, while fools sweat it out the hard way. That's good. From the NRSV, wisdom is a fountain of life to the one who has it, but folly is the punishment of fools. To provide a little self commentary there, when we're banging our head up against something rather than actually listening to ways that have gone and worked and are calling to us, yeah, it's a thing. And from the NRSV, the mind of the wise makes their speech judicious and adds persuasiveness to their lips. Peterson from the Message. They make a lot of sense, these wise folks. Whenever they speak, their reputation increases. And he continues, gracious speech is like clover honey, good taste to the soul, quick energy for the body. You'll hear the honey part referenced again, just slightly differently. Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the body. From the NRSV, as I read before, sometimes there is a way that seems to be right, but in the end, it is the way of death. And Peterson's wonderful phrasing, there's a way that looks harmless enough. Look again, it leads straight to hell. The Message continued, appetite is an incentive to work. Hunger makes you work all the harder. And from the NRSV, the appetite of workers works for them. Their hunger urges them on. It continues with verse 27. Scoundrels concoct evil, and their speech is like a scorching fire. And for Peterson, mean people spread mean gossip, their words smart and burn. Well, very powerful context there, just a little difference in words. And let's go ahead and do the NRSV again. The violent entice their neighbors and lead them in a way that is not good. Troublemakers start fights. Gossips break up friendships. Peterson continues. Calloused climbers betray their very own friends. They'd stab their own grandmothers in the back. Man. Oh, where are we at there? I tell you, yeah. One who winks the eyes plans perverse things. One who compresses the lips bring evil to pass. And for Peterson's, a shifty eye betrays an evil intention. A clenched jaw signals trouble ahead. And then here's my favorite. Gray hair is a mark of distinction, the award for a God-loyal life. For our NRSV, gray hair is a crown of glory. It is gained in a righteous life. The NRSV, one who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and one whose temper is controlled than one who captures a city. Moderation is better than muscle. Self-control better than political power. And our final verse from NRSV, the lot is cast into the lap, but the decision is the Lord's alone. Make your motions and cast your votes, but God has the final say. I'll go ahead and give you a little teaser for our next devotional on Wednesday, which is Peterson entitling the beginning of Proverbs 17, a whack on the head of a fool. All righty. Well, we will be back with you on Wednesday and catch you then. Enjoy your St. Patty's Day, and we will see you next time. Have a good one.